Hello everyone and welcome to our presentation. My name is Muhammad Faisal Hanif and together with Rizky Rashid Pratama and Ray Lopamudi, we will present our reach entitled Analysis and Classification of Elementary School Student Drop-off Levels in Indonesia using Random Forest and K-means clustering. In this study, we analyze drop-off patterns across regions in Indonesia, identify regional characteristic using K-means clustering, and classify drop-off level using random forest.
Selecting the optimal number of K-means clusters. The next step is determining the optimal number of clusters for K-means. We evaluate cluster value from 2 to 10 using several metrics. The silhouette score reached its highest value at K equals 3 with a score of 0.2534. The Kalinski-Harabaz criterion selected K equals 2 with a score of 183.08. The Davies-Baldwin index selected K equals 3 with a value of 1.3245, where a lower value is better. Since 2 out of the 3 evaluation metrics support K equals 3, we selected 3 cluster as the final clustering solution. So the decision was based on metric consensus rather than simply choosing a value manually. Next is K-means clustering results. After selecting 3 clusters, we analyze their characteristics. The first cluster is the low dropout level cluster, containing 200 regions, or 38.9% of the dataset, with an average dropout count of 65.34. The second is the medium dropout cluster, which is the largest group. It contains 278 regions, or 54.1%, with an average dropout count of 67.97. The third is the highest dropout clusters, which contains 36 regions, or 7%, with an average dropout count of 344.94. The most important observation is the high dropout cluster has an average dropout count that is more than 5 times higher than the other 2 clusters. This means that although the high cluster contain a relatively small number of regions, its dropout magnitude is substantially larger. These results demonstrate clear difference in dropout characteristic across region. And next is PCA cluster visualization. To better visualize the clustering result, we use PCA, or Principal Component Analysis. It is important to clarify that PCA was not used to perform the clustering. K-means was still calculated using the full 7-dimensional standardized feature space. PCA was applied only afterward to reduce the data into 2 dimensions for visualization. The first principal component explains 39.7% of the variance, while the second explains 15.9%. Together, they explain 55.1% of the total variance. The visualization allow us to observe the distribution of the 3 clusters and see that regions within cluster generally have similar characteristics. The centroid shown in the visualization represent the center of the respective cluster.
Random forest classification. Next, we move to the random forest classification model. Our goal here is to classify the current year's dropout level into low, medium, or high using historical information. We use 9 input features, mainly consisting of previous year dropout information and school status. The training period cover 2017 to 2023, while 2024 was kept completely unseen for the final evaluation. To preserve the chronological order of the data, we use 6 expanding window temporal validation polls. We also performed hyperparameter tuning using 81 parameter combination. This approach was designed to avoid randomly mixing feature observation with past observation and to make the evaluation more representative of a real temporal prediction program. Random forest was chosen because it combines multiple decision entries into an ensemble model which can improve predictive stability. Random forest performance. Now let us look at the final random forest performance. On the Unsin 2024 test dataset, the model achieved an accuracy of 77,51%. The weighted precision was 77,81%. Weighted recall was 77,51% and weighted F1 score was 77,36%. Compare with most frequent classifier baseline which achieved 51,80% accurate. The random forest improved performance by 25,71% percentage point. During the 6 temporal validation faults, the model achieved an average accuracy of 70,74% with a standard deviation of 0,0626. The fault accuracy ranged from 59,49% to 76,51%. These results indicate that the model maintains useful predictive performance across different historical validation periods and achieves stronger performance on the final 2024 test set.
This slide shows two important aspects of the random forest result: classification, behavior, and feature contribution. First, looking at the confusion matrix, the model correctly classified 183 low case, 438 medium case, and 175 high case. The model has some difficulty distinguishing low from medium, while some medium cases were classified as high. However, the prediction remained relatively balanced across the three categories. The second important result is the feature important analysis. The strong prediction is a jumlah underscore lag 1 or the previous year dropout count without important of approximately 45%. This is substantially higher than the other predictors. This finding suggests that the previous year's dropout level contains strong information for predicting the current year's dropout category. However, feature important should be interpreted as a contribution to the model's decision-making process, not as a proof of a causal relationship. Finally, let us summarize the main finding of our study. From the key means analysis, we identify three regional dropout level clusters: low, medium, and high. The medium cluster is the large, containing 278 regions or 54.1% of the dataset. Meanwhile, the high cluster contains only 36 regions or 7%, but has a much higher average dropout count of approximately 345 students. From the random forest analysis, we achieved 77.51% accuracy on the UNSEN 2024 test set with an F1 score of 77.36%. The model also improved accuracy by 25.71 percentage point over the baseline. The most influential feature was the previous year dropout count, jumlah _lag 1, with an importance of approximately 45%. Overall, the results show that historical dropout information provides valuable predictive signals, where regional clustering reveals meaningful differences between Indonesian regions and cities. These findings can support early identification of expected dropout levels and help prioritize educational intervention in regions with higher dropout levels. That concludes our presentation. To this study, we analyzed dropout patterns across Indonesia regions and applied K-means clustering to identify regional characteristics, where random forest was used to classify dropout levels based on historical data. We hope this study provides useful insight into the distribution and classification of elementary school students' dropout levels in Indonesia. Thank you for watching our presentation.